All right, well, joining Nancy and I here on Big Blend Radio's Toast to 29 Palms, California special happy hour show, airing live from the historic Homestead Inn here in 29 Palms, is Breanne Dusastre. I think I'm saying it right. I'm going to get in trouble again, I know. She's the marketing director of Visit 29 Palms, and you can go to their website, visit29.org. I had your last name right all afternoon until you got on the show. So, Breanne, welcome. How are you?
Thank you. I'm great. You did a great job. No, really, you did a great job. I'm thrilled to be able to join you today.
Oh, thank you. And it's so important that we continue these conversations, with this whole COVID, 19 and coronavirus, this whole situation. We talk about, postpone-don't-cancel. We're looking at what can we do to continue talking about these beautiful destinations like 29 Palms. And, it's important that we look at this and we don't forget about places, especially smaller communities. I think are so important that we look at, we need to still come out here. And I don't know, at the same time, I think all of us are so housebound that we're ready to go running out the doors as soon as it's like, go people, run. Go to the first destination you can. So.
Yeah, no, it's definitely a challenging time, for everyone. I think, the enormity of this pandemic certainly weighs heavy on all of us. So, I just, might start by saying our thoughts and prayers are certainly with all of the brave healthcare workers around the world that are, fighting this on the front lines. And, our hearts are with those that have lost a family member or friend. And I also want to say thanks, really, to all of our visitors who have postponed their trip to 29 Palms at this time. We share that disappointment. We were all looking forward to welcoming them, just as they were, I'm sure, looking forward to visiting the desert in the spring, which is, for a lot of reasons, the most popular and most beautiful time of year to be out here. So, but staying home is certainly, critical in fighting this. And, the sooner we can get through it, the sooner travel can come back. Trust me, I've been home for 3 weeks now. It's tough. And certainly dreaming of all of these amazing places in the desert that I can't wait to get back to.
Oh, I know. It's so beautiful. The spring flowers are out. And then we've got more rain today. I think maybe more is coming. So more flowers are out.
And even
Go ahead.
Snow in the higher elevations. When do we get snow in April?
It's a trip, man. It's like, what's going on?
Mama Earth is cleaning herself.
I know. Mama Earth is saying, everybody stay home. We're taking a bubble bath for a month. That's what's happening.
Yeah.
But 29 Palms, a lot of people know that, it's home to the Marine base here, right? Isn't it the largest Marine base in the world?
Yeah, so geographically, when you look at the land area of the Marine base in 29 Palms, it's the largest in the country.
Wow.
And the base and that community is certainly an important part of our history, and certainly they're a big part of our community for sure.
Yeah, we're here at Jerry Hagman's at the Homestead Inn. She doesn't run it as an inn anymore. In fact, it's for sale because she's retiring.
Right.
Which we're in shock about because,
special place.
I know. But so she's an extended stay for the military, so I'm not complaining about that, just saying.
And like you said, she hasn't kicked you out yet.
Not yet, but it could come. But
enjoy.
It could come if we don't behave ourselves. It's happy hour here, so anything could happen. But no, it's like you just even walking in the neighborhoods and being able to do that and just staying distance, obviously, from physical distance from people. Has been still magical. We've got Lucky Park down the street, and public parks like that are important. And you start to really realize it when you are cooped up. You're like, ooh, we need that. But 29 Palms, military town, but also home to, I shouldn't even say gateway to Joshua Tree National Park because it's right here. It is home to Joshua Tree, but also gateway to Mojave Trails National Monument, which is interesting because I always know Mojave National Preserve. We've always gone through there, and this monument becoming an actual monument was really it was a big deal to get it on the books and protected. And I know right when we met you, right before all the complete quarantine thing, and you were saying, oh, you got to go here, and we did. We ran out there right before.
Right, you made a trip up to Amboy Crater, which is great.
Paul, get out there, and the wildflowers are there, the crater. I mean, it's amazing how much has happened. Even just having restrooms at the crater is a big deal. We went to Roy's Cafe. It's like everything is, historic Route 66. So I don't know how many people realize how, central 29 Palms is to so much.
No, it's a really I'm so glad you brought that up. It's a great talking point for sure. I think we're known as the gateway or the home of Joshua Tree National Park, but there is so much more to explore, and it's such a neat spot to visit because you can visit a national park, a national monument, and a national preserve perhaps in a day. I think that's pushing it. You probably want a couple of days in each area. And, it's been neat since the designation of Mojave Trails. A lot of our visitors that have come and spent time with us in 29 Palms have gone up to Amboy Crater or have kind of moved on and, taken what we call the back way up to Vegas and driven through Mojave National Preserve. With Mojave Trails, with this new designation, I think it's been really well received. Travelers are really excited, going, oh wow, I've been there before, but look what else is part of this huge monument, from sand dunes to incredible areas to go rock hounding. Bonanza Springs is such a great spot. So it's wonderful. I think people have a reason to come back sooner and a reason to stay longer. So we are certainly working hard to build awareness for Mojave Trails and Mojave National Preserve. Just an incredible part of the California desert, especially that they're all kind of connected.
I was going to say you can see the stars at night, which, if you live in L.A. or, even San Diego in some areas, unless you're in the mountains and stuff, but in Vegas, right, the backyard, I'm looking all the main backyards. When you get to see the stars at night, I mean, that's one of the things Nancy and I are like, dude, you can see the stars again at night. Like, so whoa, look at them. They're like,
it's amazing. It'll take your breath away.
Yeah, amazing.
One of the best parts of Southern California for stargazing, astrophotography, and I used to live in a big city, and when I first moved out here, it was the darkness at night that was just so powerful. When you live in a city and there's kind of that constant, glare of light, you really don't see much when you look up. So in 2017, Joshua Tree National Park was designated an official dark sky park by the International Dark Sky Association, which was such a thrill for the whole community to see happen. That's such a great acknowledgement of our night skies. Amboy Crater, I think, hands down, is one of the best places for astrophotography. So for those people who are up for late nights with their cameras, that's a hot spot to go to for sure.
And then here locally, you've got Sky's the Limit, which is amazing watching how that's grown over the years. I know when Jerry got involved and got this started, and now it's like you've got the orrery, you've got picnic tables, restrooms, everything, garden, that's right at the entrance of Joshua Tree National Park, and it looks like they're doing so many programs. I get all these emails all the time. I'm like, dude, when do they stop there? I mean,
never.
Now they are,
well, except now, right? No, the programming has just been amazing to see grow, and you're right, so many new elements to the campus. So the team of staff that are running Sky's the Limit are doing an amazing job, and they're so driven by just a passion to share the night sky. To give people a place to go out and sit, to give people the opportunity to look through a telescope perhaps for the first time. They do an amazing Night Sky Festival that typically happens every September, which has also grown in huge ways in terms of attendance and just awareness. So, typically unless the moon's full, every Saturday night they're out there with telescopes. They have volunteer astronomers that drive from miles and miles away to come out to just share their love of the night sky. So we're thrilled to see more and more people discover them, and through different programs. Visit 29 Palms has always been keen to support them and help see programming grow and things like that. So great experience to go out there for one of their free public star parties.
I think when you live in the city, you're so used to city lights, which are pretty. They have their place. And you don't look past, that's on the horizon, and maybe a little bit up if you have high-rise buildings. But you don't look way up, because even if you do, you're not going to see the amount of stars as you would in a place like 29 Palms. You're just not going to see it.
You won't see it. and you know the openness of the desert landscape, right? And so it's like life-changing, you know, to be able to sit out in like a camp chair, you know, in the middle of the desert at night, watch the sunset give way to the sky that's so dark and so clear that you can actually see the Milky Way. I mean, it's amazing. And I think, 80% of the population look up and can't see it. So, it's, you know, our night sky is to be cherished for sure.
And hiking, night skies, you know, photography, hiking, rock climbing, like Joshua Tree's on the map for rock climbing for sure, right? There's a Hall of Horrors. What's that called?
Oh, you'll have to, go to the Joshua Tree National Park website. I think there's a link to it. They have a map that maps out all the climbing routes, and so the names of them are just pretty wild and really fun and playful. But yeah, I mean, especially in the winter months, I think this national park is sort of world central for climbing.
Yeah. You know, and the other thing is, so you've got all this, but there's some funky coolness, okay? So we went to the Smith's Drive-In. It's not my family. Smith's Ranch Drive-In. It's not mine.
Smith's Ranch, right.
But there's a lot of Smiths running around here, just saying. Some are related, but some aren't. But oh, gosh, I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't say I could be related to them, Nancy.
Who knows? Never say never.
But Smith's Ranch, that this is an actual drive-in. I'm sorry, but, you know, we travel full-time, and I don't know another place that we've been to lately that has a drive-in that's actually functioning. Post, you know, without the quarantine time, obviously, right? Everything. Yeah. But, I mean, seriously, and it's like, it's real.
It's real, and I think it's one of 18 left in the whole state of California.
Wow, that's magic.
So when we talk to visitors or they're starting to do their research, it's often is that like a real drive-in, like what I remember a drive-in to be? You actually sit in your car. So yeah, that's a really fun experience.
Let's
and they do double
all go
features.
to this snack bar. Let's all go to this snack bar. Sorry. So then you got the theater here too, and I see that's going because I remember them doing a lot of community theater and theater productions, and so that's still going too.
Theater 29 is amazing. Yeah, I mean they have positive programming right now, but they are such a part of like the heart of 29 Palms. I think they just bring the community together in a really great way. They do wonderful, kids theater programming in the summer months to inspire younger generations to get into theater. They just have such a great production team. They have so much fun with every show that they put on. So yeah.
Wow.
Date night. Date night in 29 Palms. Go to one of our restaurants and then go to a live show at theater.
Well, I always think theater, community theater, always shows, it's like public art, shows a community working to beautify and better their community and working together. And I think that's part of this hallmark of what 29 Palms is, this community. And when you look at, I mean, downtown, number one, there's work going on downtown. There may be a quarantine, but there's redevelopment or something good's going on down there. And I'm just like, hey, cool. And the downtown district has really changed over the years to see, new places in there. But the oasis of murals of public art, doesn't that really show togetherness and also sharing the story of the town, which I think is awesome.
Right. I think so too. I mean, every city has its own story, its own history, and I think it's so cool that 29 Palms has celebrated its history through public art, through these public murals. So again, when it's safe for all of us to be back outside again, planning a self-guided tour around the city to not only discover the murals, but some of the public art installations is a really, really fun experience.
It's fun, and it's a treasure hunt. Nancy and I were saying this is one thing you can do. If you're in your community or if you're here in 29 Palms, if you have a community that has public art, like we can drive around, right? But listen, just, wear gloves or whatever when you put gas in the car, and it's cheaper now, so buy it. So when you can go around, keep, physical distance, wear masks and all that stuff, right? And we can play sci-fi for a day and go around and you can go and do a treasure hunt of public art and stay in your car. You know what I mean? There's a way to do things. Travel writers, we did a show about a week ago about, travel writers. What are you doing? They're all like, dude, we're still driving around and checking things out, and you can stay distant and clean and do it and public art is one of those things you can sit in a car and look at it a lot of times.
Right, do a windshield tour, right?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it's a new perspective.
Yeah, it is. And right now, I mean, it's if you want to photograph public art, now's the time to do it because no one's parked in front of it. Go do it now. You want the best photos of it. I'm just saying,
sure.
Instagram that. It's really cool. So check that out. But now downtown, tell me what's going on because I see like things are being pulled up and there's new stores and bakeries and restaurants.
So much is going on. Yeah. So maybe let's start with the bakery. We've all been waiting. We're so excited to see Campbell Hill Bakery has just opened. They're right in the middle of downtown on Highway 62 and Desert Clean, right across the street from our City Visitor Center. Wow, I mean, from the breads and pastries, sandwich, pizza, it's just incredible what Travis and Nancy are putting out. So we're so thrilled to see that new bakery open up. Pizza, you'll have to follow them on social media to see what their daily specials are. So
cool.
They keep it fresh by doing different things every day. And actually, just on the other corner by them, Mojave Moon Cafe has just finished a really beautiful mural on the outside of their restaurant. So that's adding, again, more color, vibrancy to our downtown.
Cool.
Yeah, so there's certainly a lot of construction happening too. So starting, I think, January 1st, groundbreaking for the Project Phoenix began. This is a downtown revitalization project. It's going to span, I think, about 10 square blocks. And it'll be about 2 years in terms of completing the construction and development, but we're so excited. So that's going to really beautify the downtown. There's going to be really lovely paseos and walkways and landscaping. More importantly, there's going to be a really wonderful new community center that will include an outdoor stage, which will be really fantastic to see outdoor events come back.
Awesome.
And then also there's going to be a really interesting multi-agency cultural center built. So call it a visitor center or a cultural center. This is a really great partnership between the City of 29 Palms and the National Park Service. And so this new cultural center will have most of the interior space designated as like an exhibit hall, which is going to allow the National Park Service to pull out just an incredible array of Native American artifacts that were found by Bill and Elizabeth Campbell, who were early homesteaders turned archaeologists. Just an incredible collection of artifacts that they have collected that really tell the story not only of the history of people in 29, but really like the whole Morongo Basin, high desert area. So we can't wait for that, and I think it's going to be such a great addition to the community. I think people who live here are going to learn more about the natural and cultural history of the area, and I think it'll really excite travelers, who are looking for unique destinations to come out and visit when it's open.
Yeah, because I think, a lot of people identify, we're in the Morongo Basin, so you have Morongo Valley, which has got, the Santa Snow Preserve, also the big Morongo Canyon Preserve, which is awesome, especially as a bird watcher. You're going to love that. And then you go up, you got Yucca Valley, and from Yucca Valley you can get into the park, Joshua Tree Park. There's like one area you can do it, and there's Desert Christ Park, and that's a unique place for sure. I mean, that's like a whole other deal. And then you it's kind of more of a modern area, and then you come into Joshua Tree, which is the iconic, that's Joshua Tree. It's also a gateway to the park. You come out to 29 Palms, and it's kind of like now I feel like 29 Palms is coming into its own as a park community, which it's always been, but it has been this hidden gem that people didn't quite get how much it has. I mean, really, when you talk about the Campbells, there's an inn named after him. It used to be Ruffley Manor back in the day. And this is such history of the Campbell family. Then you got like Hazel Spell here at Homestead Inn. You got Minerva Hoyt, who really put Joshua Tree on the map and preserved it. So there's this history of homesteaders and miners and ranchers and anthropologists and archaeologists and the Native American culture. And there's a casino here. There's it's like amazing what this small community, which is actually a very vast desert community, has in regards to the arts and like Wonder Valley and all the homesteads, and it's pretty mind-blowing. And I think people do forget a little bit sometimes because I don't know, or you just live in it. Maybe that's what it is. We just live, when you live here, you live in it, and it's part of who you are. You wear it every day. That this place is so special. But the Campbells, that's what the bakery's named after. The Campbell family is pretty important, and that the Roughly Manor is now the Campbell Inn, right?
The Campbell House.
Oh, Campbell House. Okay, I'll get it right.
The Campbell House.
Palms Inn, the Campbell House, and then and then so lodging wise, you got inns, like B&Bs, and then you have regular hotels, brand hotels.
Right. Lodging wise, we have everything, and that's what's really also unique about 29 Palms. I mean, there's like 3 million visitors that come just to Joshua Tree National Park alone these days, and lots of other people coming to the area for other reasons. But right in 29 Palms, you're going to find it all. So we have national brand hotels where you can cash in your membership points and things like that. We have incredible small inns and motels that are iconic and historic all in their own ways. We have a really neat collection of vacation rentals, of course. We have an RV resort, which is a great spot. So I think whatever your travel style is, we've got what you need.
It's cool. That's what I'm saying about 29 Palms. It's like it's like a renaissance. Don't you think, Nancy, coming back here?
Well, it's an eye-opener for us, because when you live somewhere, you get kind of used to everything.
Yeah.
And when you come back after a few years, it's a big, this
is the coolest place ever.
Yeah.
Well, the world has, I think, discovered us in this area, and I think also people are realizing that, there's so many iconic places in California, but the California desert is really unique, really special, and I think a lot of people have realized that, and it's certainly creating new economic opportunities and really kind of inspiring growth and positive changes, and
And there's more than 29 palm trees here.
Yes, there are.
And
we
there
counted
sure
them
are.
the other day.
and there's no dash in 29. There's a reason for that, and check that out. Google it. It's very cool. Okay, so now I have to bring this up. Okay, what is going on with this axe throwing thing? You have
my God! Have you ever thrown axes? Have you ever?
You do not want either one of us doing that because that's dangerous. Like seriously.
Oh,
I think.
Okay. Well, let me tell you. So the first time I went, I was so excited that they had opened. Back when I used to live in Toronto, axe throwing, 10, 15 years ago, had just kind of popped up as this new, fun recreational activity, and it took off. I moved out to the desert, of course, forgot all about it. And so when the boardroom opened up, I was so excited. A couple days after they opened, I went, your heart rate will increase when they first hand you that axe. I'm not going to play that down at all. But Chuck and Bridget are so much fun and so great. So it's fun. It's a really, I think, great way to, release some stress at the end of your workday. I think when we're all able to move around and come out of the quarantine, it's a great activity to just relieve some of the pent-up energy. But it's a blast. It's so much fun. So they're doing really well. A lot of the Marines are going in. They get, bachelor parties, bachelorette parties, really, really a fun time. But again, that's another hidden gem. You wouldn't think that you're going to drive out to this kind of small desert community and think you're going to go axe throwing, but I challenge you to do it. It's fun.
Okay, here's the thing.
I'll do it.
I remember a physical ed teacher telling me that when girls throw things, like if you're right-handed, you throw towards your left foot. You go at an angle, whereas guys throw straight. And that's why women have to really work hard at throwing things like axes because you could chop your own toe off.
Oh, no. Chuck and Bridget would never let that happen. You'll get a full demo, full instruction. There's different ways to throw an axe, one hand, two hands, so you'll figure it out.
Well, I said you don't want to see either one of us doing it because there's that side of us. I know how to throw spears, but axes are a little different. But there's a dangerous thing with that, That's why we're like, dude, you don't want to, someone's going to get hurt. But then I'm thinking about, really, it's the same thing as trying to shoot a gun for the first time. When we did that, you learned through these sharpshooters in Yuma, Arizona. All the historic guns and rifle things and shotgun things and all these procedures, and I'm like, dude, I don't want to do that. It's dangerous. I'm scared of myself doing something stupid, but they really train you and the safety precautions, and then it's like, oh my God, I'm shaking. I'm
and
so
then
scared.
you shoot at target, you're like, oh my God, I did it.
I
did it.
Right.
So
then you hit your
emotions.
first bullseye and you're sold, right? And you don't want to stop.
Exactly. So it's addictive because now you're like, oh, I can do it.
I know, but I wonder, how many of us kind of it's like, okay, you don't need to go have a cocktail. Go throw an axe. You'll feel much better at the end of the day. It's like, hey, but it is a neat. I've seen those. Didn't it start in Canada? I thought it was in Alaska or Canada.
Probably. Probably. Yeah.
Iceland. I don't know.
But that's also the fun of travel, right? Is discovering, experiences that you would have maybe never considered before, right? It might push you out of your comfort zone a bit, but there's usually big rewards.
So because of the whole quarantine thing, Nancy and I haven't played shopping, and then it's also different for us because, like, where are we going to put things since we travel full time? So it's like, yes. But, there's shopping for others, and there's times, but we always want to check it out. What about shopping? Like boutique shops? Are there thrift stores? What's
we have.
Here?
We really, again, going back to just like hidden gems, we've got some really, really cool shops. Starting with Carousel of Treasures, I mean, you never know what you don't need, right, until you find it and go, wow, I can't live without this. So, that's a fun spot to check out. You never know what you're going to find there. Habitat is such a neat shop, again, right on the highway. It's just such a beautiful store, the way it's put together and all the home decor that's there, really kind of authentic desert style. It will make your living room Instagram worthy. She's got everything you could dream of there. And Mojave Soul is another really great shop. And we're just waiting now. They're about to launch an online store, which we're really excited about. Cool. So we'll make sure we share the link to that. And they've got some really incredible crystals and beautiful artwork and jewelry by local artists. So, again, hidden treasures to be found in all of these great shops.
And Wonder Valley seems to have changed up a lot, too. It seems to have grown up a bit more, like in regards to there's, I don't know, it just seemed more activity there compared to 10 years ago. So when we drove through to Amboy and the Mojave Trails, it just seemed there's like a little community park, and it's pretty cool, man. You've got like a basketball court with these mountain views and like a little grandstand, and it's cool. I'm sorry, but it's neat out there because of all the old historic homesteads, and it seems that there's other like art things happening out there.
Yeah, and I think, we've seen a lot of the original homestead cabins converted, renovated. You can rent many of them on Airbnb these days.
Wow.
But yeah, I think there's a really, really great arts community in Wonder Valley for sure.
I have to say, not grown up as an adult, but like grown, like it's I don't know, it's
expanded.
Yeah, it's expanded, and some of the places like you were saying, there's the Airbnbs and things like that. So it to me shows that people are digging the desert. That's what I'm seeing out there. People are really just, hey, we're out here. You've got this big expanse of land, and you kind of you have the like an outdoor lifestyle with those little homesteads. It's a neat thing.
For sure.
I dig it. I dig it.
Yeah, and I think it's the desert is such this beautiful, expansive, open kind of landscape. That so many people, gravitate to, and maybe more now than in the past. It's such a beautiful, inspiring place.
It is. All right, so it's time. I don't know what's happening to the bell. Our bell got like dinged out in the rain or something. Someone left the bell out in the rain, but it is happy hour time. So, Breanne, tell us, who would you like to spend happy hour with, alive or passed on? It could be fictional. And where are you going to spend it? We want to know what's being imbibed and enjoyed. What are you drinking and eating? And we want to know what the gossip is, what the conversation is about.
That's a good one. I first just want to say probably my dad, because as much as, Zoom videos are fun and keep us all connected right now, it's like not the same, right? as being with your loved ones in person. But, who I think I would really want to spend time with at this moment is Anthony Bourdain. I think take me to a loud, noisy, crowded bar. Let's sit, have a beer, talk about life, talk about why travel matters, talk about the importance of travel and experiencing other cultures and just how powerful that is and how important it is. So that's where I'd be.
I love it. I love it because he did come out this way quite a few years, not that long ago. He was out here and did the region, and I was like, dude, you're there. Yeah.
Well, think about it. I don't know of many parts of the world that he didn't travel to, right?
Yeah. He did a lot. I love that. That's a good one. I think I would like to go Portofinoing with him in the park. I would take our little Portofino wine time and hang out there. And by the way, at the visitor center, you had this really cool package. Tell everybody about this of maps, and really came in handy. You were like, you need this before you go out exploring.
We've got really great resources at our visitor center. So thanks for bringing that up. We'll reopen just as soon as we can. Just back to the point that there's so much to see and do around 29 Palms. Definitely come see us. So we have a great map that gives you all the businesses in our downtown area, but we also have a really great collection of road maps. So I think the desert, you want to spend some time in the car and explore other areas. So we've got great maps, of course, for Joshua Tree National Park, tons of great resources and maps for Mojave Trails National Monument and Mojave National Preserve, some great road maps, whether you're driving back to Arizona or Vegas or other parts of the state. So
it's cool. I dig it because, when you go out and you've got all these satellite things and phone things and whatever, all the Siri things and all that stuff that Nancy and I really don't use because we'll just yell at it. If somebody says, go here, turn right, we'll shut up. And when you go to some of the areas, when you go into parks, a lot of time that stuff just goes away, which I think is pretty cool because you need to kind of
explore on your own.
Yeah, unplug yourself when you go to the parks and really soak up the energy. And these maps, you gave us this little package of maps, and I think it's through the Mojave Conservation Association.
Right. We also have Mojave-Desert Land Trust Adventure Kit. That's a must-have because, to your point, you can't rely on GPS and cell phone reception in a lot of the parts of the desert. And to your point also, that's why many people want to come out here is to kind of get a break from that and unplug. So you really, really need traditional road maps to be safe. We've got all of them. And then that Adventure Kit has really cool resources. It's got fun stickers, a bandana with survival tips. It's got your little checklist for, what do you need to pack in your car? What do you need to pack in your backpack to kind of plan a day trip out in the desert? So that's a huge hit. So
it was so cool. We used it. Yeah, it was like when we were like, grab this guy. And Priscilla, our little pink sock monkey travel mascot, man, did she love it. We took photos of her and Joshua Tree, and she's like, look at me. I got an orange bandana, and it matches my necklace. And just so special. And now she's wearing it as a mask. But anyway.
Well, multi-purpose. But, yeah, that's such a great bandana. And, again, it's full of great helpful information, survival tips, which are important to know.
Yeah, we sat out there. Honestly, we sat out in the desert with wine and went through the whole package. And then when we went out to Mojave Trails, because it's so new to us, even though it's not like old, there's old school driving through, but now it's different. I'm like, man, this is so cool. So everyone, again, go to the website, visit29.org. The number's 29. Visit29.org. We want to thank you, Breanne, for joining us again. Such a pleasure.
That's so cool.
And we can't wait for us to all be able to just run out in the park and run out in the streets and we may take our clothes off and run out there if we feel that way. I don't know what it is, cabin fever. But everyone, again,
cabin
keep
fever,
up with us
for sure.
BigBlendRadio.com, and also check out Jerry's property here at the Homestead Inn. Go to 29in.com. And if you're looking for a desert property to retire to, or a B&B to run, here it is. Check it out. So thank you so much, Breanne. It's been a real pleasure, and we'll see you when all of this is over.
Sounds great. Thanks so much.
Take care.
Take care. Bye-bye.